Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Inscryption. In the last episode, our protagonist had beaten the Prospector, and now we are marching forwards towards the Angler, the second in apparently at least 3 bosses that we'll need to defeat in order to try to get out of this cabin. Remember that in episode 5, our protagonist had reached the Trapper, but our opponent across the table from us decided to cheat and didn't care about his life falling and spawned 8 flying grizzly bears, similar to how our first protagonist encountered that aspect of the game when he reached the Angler. I want to talk a little bit about this before we get going today, and so if you don't want to risk spoilers and you just want to see things play out as the game would like it to, then go to the comment section down below, and I will have a timestamp in there and a pinned comment from me. Click that timestamp, and you will be jumped ahead past me talking about potential spoilery stuff. Because I think it's important to describe things a little bit here for you guys. I tried to do it in episode 2 a little, and I'm thinking I need to describe it a little bit more, how to say it? On the nose for some of this stuff. And I've been worried that some of you might enjoy what you're seeing and rush to pick up this game without fully understanding what this game is. So let's talk about this for a bit. So Master of Survival, and JZ were curious about my encounters against the bosses, because it certainly seems like I'm not going to win those battles when they occur. And indeed, I don't think I'm supposed to win. The game is playing out a bit like a twin-stick shooter that I own called Our Darker Purpose. In that game, the very first time your protagonist reaches one of the chapter bosses and wins, your character, for story reasons, loses. After you get the victory screen and you try to go to the next stage, there's a giant picture that shows up, and the lore which is displayed on screen tells you that, like, you've fallen, Cordy changed her mind and sided with this group of people, or so on. And then you play the game again, and you get to go further past that boss when you beat them the second time. And the screen which shows up describes how Cordy didn't fall for the same trick. It's a neat way to make you go play the game again and see, like, from the start. And this game is doing something similar. When we're reaching one of these bosses, we are not allowed to beat them, and I think this is because the game wants to introduce additional gameplay mechanics, and it's not doing so all at once. I suspect there's more reasons for this, though, and I'm going to talk about them with you guys here. Again, if you don't want spoilers, skip this part. Otherwise, here we go. So this game, it certainly looks like Slay the Spire, doesn't it? And I've never played Slay the Spire, but I have played a game or two which was basically like a clone of it. I own something called Pirate Outlaws, I believe is the title of it. And from what I've read about that game, it's very similar to Slay the Spire. And yeah, this game is a bit like it. We have a map, we have to choose a direction to go, based upon the symbols on that map that determines things that we encounter. I think Eratus, Lord of the Undead, is a little bit like that too. And then we have the card game that we play, which is based on the cards in our deck, which we're getting by interacting with various things within this room, or by jumping onto certain tiles in the game. And we've learned how the gameplay works, which is probably a little bit different than Slay the Spire. It's a bit different than it was for my Pirate Outlaws. And it certainly seems like this is a story-based, turn-based strategy game, similar to Slay the Spire. It's not. This is nothing like that. It certainly looks like it is, but this is not that type of game. You will have noticed by now that we can create cards, like our death cards, are extremely powerful. And sometimes when we set up against our opponent, we can win first turn. So it's not a very well-balanced game in that regard. Some of it is, against our bosses, the way that some of the bosses work, and I have to think a little carefully. But generally, we've had several encounters now where I was in no real danger, and I'm holding back my punches on the off chance that does trigger a too fast too soon. But I don't think it would. I think the too fast too soon will only occur when we reach a boss for the first time and we're supposed to lose to it. I'm pretty sure when we get to the Trapper this time, we will be allowed to defeat him. And if this portion of the game, if it doesn't end there, then there'll be a fourth boss. And I'm pretty sure when we reach the fourth boss, we'll be presented with Too Fast, Too Soon again at that point. I think there are probably 4 or 5 bosses in this part of the game before our cards will give us all the information we need to escape the cabin. When we escape the cabin, everyone, the game's going to change dramatically. As I said in Chapter 2, this is gone. All of this is gone. It's not going to look anything like this. It's going to look like a Nintendo game. It's going to look like a 16-bit Nintendo game. The graphics we see, for example, when we're at the main menu. Let's go back there really quick just to make sure you see it. It's going to look like this. This is what it's going to look like. Our character will look like a it's not gonna, like, we're not gonna look like the guy with the stick and the backpack, but the graphics are gonna degrade dramatically from this. The gameplay will change dramatically from this. It's not gonna be this. There's no more Slay the Spire here. There's no more map. It's going to we will be creating a deck of cards instead after beating several people to get other card packs. It's going to be like we're playing Magic the Gathering. We're going to get a pack of cards, there'll be random cards in it, and we will be assembling our deck at that point. And we will have to face off against several bosses in different areas of the above world in order to make progress in the game. This is a story game, and from my looking into it, trying to avoid spoilers, once we beat this game, there will be no reason for us to play it ever again. We will have done everything there is to do. We will not be able to play this, like, as we can see, there's already, the amount of replayability for the game is beginning to drop off. We're getting more and more powerful cards in our deck, and assuming you know what you're doing with a card game, and I'm assuming you guys do, you can already tell that it's not that hard. Not really, once you understand the game mechanics. So, this isn't like Slay the Spire. This is a story game, like Myst, or perhaps like a King's Quest game. And although it certainly looks like there's a lot of replayability, and there might be, but I don't think there will be. I can already tell, for example, that I'm not interested in starting all over with our first character, because we already know how the game works. Perhaps our more limited deck would be fun to use because it's more restrictive and tougher for us to use that deck before we get death cards. But, well, it's becoming unbalanced as we go forward, as I've mentioned. But we're going to be leaving the cabin soon, and then the whole game changes. Once we're done with the second chapter, assuming that we continue to play the game during the second chapter, the game will change again. I don't know how it does it, but my brief exposure to comments in the Steam reviews is showing me that there's like 4 chapters for the game, and the third and fourth chapter are similar to this, but not quite this. It's different in some capacity. And the second chapter is a completely different game. So keep that in mind with what you're seeing. Again, it certainly looks and it seems to play like Slay the Spire now, but it's not that type of game. It really isn't. The developer for this game is known for throwing curveballs at people, and that will be the case here. I recorded the first part and uploaded it, but didn't make it public. And then I went and looked up some more information about the game because I became a little suspicious about something I saw in the game trailer. There's a 2-second part of the game trailer that shows what Chapter 2 is like. It's the only thing on Steam that shows what another, like, 6 to 8 hours of the game will be. None of the pictures on Steam show this to you, by the way. None of them do. And so it's, I don't know. I don't want to call it false advertising because the developer has a trick he wants to play on the player. But if you like what you're seeing here, I need to stress, this is not the entirety of the game. This is perhaps 1/3 or 1/4 of it. And Chapter 2 is another 1/3 or 1/4 of it. And then you get 2 more things similar to this, but not quite this. And the game rules will change. And the way the game is played might change. And so, keep that in mind. So if you're looking for a Slay the Spire game, this isn't it. This is something different. It certainly feels like it. It's got a great amount of theme to it, but keep that in mind. It's not a Slay the Spire clone. It certainly feels like it could have been. And I think that's why a lot of people really like this game, for this aspect of it in particular. And some people don't mind the change when it happens. I think probably more people don't mind the change, but some people will. And so I'm definitely trying to warn you viewers of mine that, hey, if you want this and only this, don't buy this game, because that's not what you're going to get. So keep that in mind. I don't know any other way to describe it, because I've been trying to avoid spoilers myself, because I want to see what happens. And I don't know how the story plays out, but I do know that, again, it's going to change dramatically. So, alright. So, let me cut this really quick, because I like how this came out, and then we'll be back to play. Alright, so, let's get started. And I don't remember what I have in my deck. Let's see. Am I sacrificing something? Man, it's tempting to sacrifice something to make the amalgam a little more powerful. But I don't... The only thing I think I would sacrifice is the bullfrog. Alternatively, we could sacrifice something to get a boon of some sort. I guess we could do that. We could sacrifice the bullfrog to get this boon. I could also sacrifice the mantis to move this symbol. But why would I... Well, I would do that in order to get the number of cards in my deck down a little bit. The cockroach is another card I could get rid of, but it's one of the only 2 cards I have that cost bones. So I don't think I really want to sacrifice the cockroach at this point. I think we sacrifice the bullfrog for whatever that boon is. I think at the end of the last episode, I had mentioned sacrificing something to give... I think it was going to be the mantis I was going to sacrifice to move that to the amalgam. But I think instead we sacrificed the bullfrog for the boon. So let's do that, now that I'm looking at my deck. Okay, and it's the Bone Lord again here. Okay. I wasn't sure if it would indeed be this or a different type of creature, because we did read in the rule book that there's other boons we can earn. So we're going to choose the bullfrog, and or maybe we kill this. Maybe we kill the stoat. Well, I don't know. These 2 might talk to us during the game and give us more information, so I think I do want to hold on to them. So we will sack the bullfrog. And we start with 1 free bone. So we're definitely going to want bone cards coming up. That's an interesting way for that token to fall. What are we dealing with? A skink, right? We need a skink ourselves if we want to get what the picture looks like, right? But we don't have a skink at the moment. How are we doing this? Where do you move? What direction do you move in? Moves to the right. Okay, I'm thinking we play the squirrel here and kill the squirrel to place the mantis. Oh. Where would I want the mantis? I want the special thing about the mantis is that it attacks twice. But this is super awkward. If I place the mantis here, we strike here and here. On his turn, he moves up the skink. My mantis will hit it. Well, I guess we can kill the mantis then. Well, why am I saying that? Okay, so I'm sorry, everyone. Let me describe what's going through my head entirely. I would like to keep the mantis, but if I want to keep the mantis, then I can't. If I place it here, for example, and the skink moves up on his turn, the mantis will strike it, kill it. The skink moves here and drops a tail at that location. The skink then on his turn will begin whittling down my mantis a bit. But maybe I'm okay with that. Our mantis can take 3 hits from the skink. Yeah, I think we'll be okay with that. So I also wouldn't mind getting the skink bug into play this turn as well, which I could do if I play the squirrel. Sack the squirrels, play the mantis, use the 2 bones to play the stink bug, and we're good. Let's do it. So squirrel goes there. Sack the squirrel to play the mantis. And then we use the 2 bones to play the stink bug. And we do 3 damage to him on his turn. Sorry, on our turn right now. On his turn, the skink moves up, does no damage to us. And then on our turn, we do another 2 damage to him, and I think we win. So the stink bug damage... No, we do 1 damage to him this turn. So, I mean, hold on. We could play the wolf. Actually, yeah, we can win. All we have to do is play the wolf. We can kill the stink bug and the mantis to play the wolf, and we win. So, let's do that. We'll draw a squirrel, just in case. Actually, we could kill the squirrel. I think you could kill the squirrel and the mantis to just do 3 damage and win the round. But yeah, no, we have to be careful. The stink bug attacks first, kills the skink. Skink moves over here, and then our wolf attacks nothing. If you want to play the wolf has to go like into one of these 2 spots and possibly get hit by an adder. But I think we're winning this round. So let's do this. Play the wolf. Kill you. Kill you. Play you. End the round and win. Okay, yep, overthought that. My pelts are clean. Have a free one. So this fills our hand with a little bit of garbage with a single rabbit pelt. And I think we have enough to buy this. We do. So let's take a golden pelt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're 1 shy of another one. I don't really want another wolf pelt. I don't want to clutter my hand with too many garbage cards. I think we just hold on to our teeth for... Well... Yeah, we just hold on to our teeth. Thanks for your patronage. We don't need any equipment. So if we go here, we get a pack rat card. I think instead we move over here and sacrifice a creature. On that note, Tim, what will you sacrifice? We could sacrifice the cockroach and give its recycle card to a pelt. As weird as it is, that would let us get a little further and let us replay that pelt over and over and over again, if I wished, as a wall. And then we can sell the pelt later just to get rid of it altogether. That's very tempting to do. It looks like we have another boon up ahead where we sacrifice something to earn whatever this creature would give us as well. If I'm going to sacrifice another creature from this, and it can't be a pelt, I guess I would sack the Stoat. Yeah, let's go this way. Keep the number of cards in our deck to a minimum. Could also sacrifice him. If I get rid of the stink bug, we move... Well, I don't want to get rid of the talking cards. But we could get rid of the stink bug and give the stink to a pelt or something else. Could also give it to the mantis. You know what? I'm gonna kill it. No, it's not you. You know, I think we give it to the amalgam. Yeah, let's do this. Guard dog on the Kingfishers. When an opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space, a card bearing this sigil will move to that empty space. I can't really kill them because they go... So we're going to take 3 consistent damage. That will let us do 2 consistent damage for 3 turns if we play the Mantis. I think we do play the Mantis. Okay, so I will want a rabbit card. And we're going to get a stoat out. This spot? You sure? Too late now. On our turn, we're doing 2 damage to him. We need to do a little more if we want to win. It's our amalgam. That's 3 damage. We're losing our Mantis this turn. I'm doing only 3 damage. Actually, if we play the Worker Ant... Well, no, I need to sacrifice something, so I should have played the Squirrel card. I think we'll be okay. I could sack both the Stoked and the Mantis to play the Amalgam. Yeah, I should have, well, sacrifice both of these to play the Amalgam. Like here. And do 3 damage to him. And then on our turn, we take 3 back. Oh, and he's going to be stronger next turn. Yeah, I think we do it. And we need squirrel cards to play ants, but we don't need to play an ant at the moment. We can just end our turn. Actually, we could play the ant over here. No, it would be here to do another point of damage to him. Actually, that would be actually, we've won this turn. We're going to do 4 damage to him. I want to keep the ants alive. I didn't want it dying to the bullfrog or being hit by the bullfrog, but this will work. You arrived at the inky black mouth of a cave. A strange beast lurked within. It spoke, "Pass one of my trials, and I will be yours," in a raspy voice. 3 creatures will be drawn from your deck. They will decide your success or failure. But first, you will choose a trial. Trial of kin. 2 of the 3 drawn cards must be kin to pass. That's for us. We have so many insect cards in our deck currently. I don't even care what these are, but we should look at them. Trial of blood. The 3 drawn cards must cost at least 4 blood combined to pass. We only got 2 cards that have 4 blood. Trial of health. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 6 health combined to pass. I think all of our cards have at least 2 health. Nope, Rabbit Pelt does not. We have 2 cards that have 1 health in our deck. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that have 3 health. So Trial of Health looks like that's probably the best one. For insect cards, we need 2 of the 3 to be insects. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 insect cards, and 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that are not. Yeah, it's going to be Trial of Health. Let's do it. Let the Trial of Health begin. Really? 1 from the cockroach, 1 from the rabbit pelt, 3 from the stoat. Failure. Whispered as it faded into blackness. So this would have lost with any of the challenges. 1 blood and 1 insect. So screw you, rabbit pelt. Screw you. You found yourself among a grove of thick and pungent mushrooms. You squinted to see a figure through a thick cloud of spores. We are the mycologists, yes? This is another mask that we're seeing for the first time, so this is probably a boss we're fighting later on. Yes. And we are performing our experiments from... We are not welcome elsewhere. We will experiment on your flock, yes? We will need 2 of the same creatures. 1 for each of us. Do I have to do this? We do. Well, oh, am I really killing them? I don't want to do this. I think this could get messy. Look away. The worker ant. It is now 1. Well, I mean, it's not a terrible card. But it's not at all what I wanted. We need another ant now, so this is a... I don't like this. I would much rather have had my 2 singular ants than 1 ant combined. God, this is awful. Well, I guess we go here. And I don't want the mycologist again, so we're gonna go over here to grab us a singular card, I guess. A bullfrog and a bee. What's special about the bee? It's an insect. It has 1 attack and 1 defense and flying. Okay, so we don't have any damage cards except, well, the worker ant does 1 damage. Sure, so let's play the gold pelt here to block their bullfrog for a bit. The squirrel here? Or, well, we could just wait around. Why? You don't have... Why would I do that? Drawing a... What goes through my head is, if we get another squirrel, we can play a wolf. But I don't have a wolf, so I had to draw from my standard deck. No, we should play, play the worker ant and get some damage on the board. So... we need a squirrel card? And that's it. We'll draw from here. Our amalgam. We're gonna lose the golden pelt this round. Yeah, I think we play the squirrel, kill the worker ant and the squirrel to play the amalgam where the worker ant is. And we could play the cockroach to block that 1 point of damage. It goes right back in our hand, so why not do so? And I suppose we'll just grab a squirrel, because I can't play anything from our deck unless I have another creature I'm going to kill, and there's no way I'm killing the amalgam. I guess we can play... there's no reason to do that. Okay. Oh, bees cost no blood to play. Interesting. And our stoat is here. Okay, so let's play the bee there. Play the squirrel here. Kill the squirrel for the stoat. Bad play. Okay, so I don't have two of the same creature. I'm guessing they would have doubled their attack strength as well. Grab a card. Whatever it is, we can at least possibly sacrifice it in the future. Yeah, let's go this way. A rattler, a bat, a meddlesome bat, a minor terror, 4 bones for a 2/1 flyer. The Rat King, when it dies, it's worth 4 bones. Could sacrifice that and give that to the cockroach, which would let me endlessly play the cockroach once it's in play. I think I like that idea. Let's take it. So we kill the Rat King and give it to the cockroach. And it's angler time. I don't know if I'm ready for the angler, but I don't have a choice. So let's do this. You beheld an immense man slouched beside a mucky pond. He appeared to be tearing hunks of flesh from his fish corpse. Some chunks were thrown back to the pond, where a few ghoulish birds snapped them up. And some were sloppily pushed into the hulking man's mouth. You bring fresh fish. Easy choose. Okay, Kingfisher to start. I think we get the stoat out to start. But not adjacent to the Kingfisher. Actually, no, adjacent to the Kingfisher, because I don't want it being harmed. Back on the board. Oh, right, I forgot all about that. Let's give him a squirrel card here. Okay, now we want to play the mantis, I guess. So if I play the squirrel... It won't matter, Tim. You're going to kill it. Play it there. Kill it for the mantis. I don't want to hit this squirrel. I want it to stay there so it blocks that Kingfisher. Okay, no problem. We'll push that kingfisher up. And that will do. I think we grab another squirrel card. Actually, no, we'll grab a card from our deck. Pfft. Rabbit pelt. Oh, crap! Now we're gonna kill that one squirrel, though, Tim. Okay, well, it can't be helped. This rabbit pelt is just awful. The amalgam. We definitely don't want to play this yet. I don't see how you're winning, Tim, at this rate. What happens on your turn? We could cut our eye out, I suppose, if I want 4 more points and win the current round. But all of his cards are going to... all of these are going to become bait. So I kind of want one of these to be empty. Though I don't see how that's going to be the case any longer. We've taken too long to reach this point. But I guess we could grab a fish, one of the sharks with this. Yeah, that's an option, too. On my turn, I do 2 damage to him and kill the pelt. On his turn, he does 3 to me. We're not really gaining anything. But I'm not losing anything either. Not really. Let's wait another round. Our flying wolf. Let's give him the golden pelt this round. And now we're gonna take 2 and we're gonna deal 2 every single round. I think we draw all my cards into my hands. And we'll just delay for a little bit. And that's fine. Good, and there goes his kingfisher. Yeah, let's keep drawing all our cards. Alright, Tim. So now the only issue is going to be you need to kill him next round. Actually, I have another... No, we'll be fine. how do I want to do this? We need to put 5 damage on him. Our wolf flies and can do that. Right? I keep the cards that are on my side of the board, if I recall correctly. So let's play... I think we do play the... I think we play the squirrel? And kill the stoat? To play the wolf here. To get my wolf in play. And I don't want to lose the wolf to the shark when this becomes bait next round. So we place it here because the shark will attack the wolf. So now I won't have to worry about that for a bit. But I'm only going to do 4 damage to him, Tim, not 5. But next round we'll inflict a little more damage. We'll be okay. Go fish. Okay. Not a problem at all. We now sack those 2 creatures to play the amalgam, and we do 6 damage to him and win this round. You will not perish quite yet. Perhaps one of these will entice you. The eternal serpent. Death strengthens it forever. Really? So does that mean every time I kill it or it dies, it gets like +1 life or +1 damage? That could be really useful. And that's in addition to this symbol. Another amalgam. And a Gek. I love Geks. I love Geks. Geks are wonderful. I think we choose the Gek. I like Geks. Oh, but the Ouroboros, if whenever it dies, it gets stronger. Does that mean if we find an Ouroboros later on, it will also continue to get stronger? It sounds like that's the case. These are also dragons, which work with our current totem. I guess we'll pick the Ouroboros, even though I really, really like the Gek. But we'll take this card and give it a try. Moving past the pond, you took a deep breath of fresh air and continued on. We will need another map. The relief of the fresh air quickly gave way to a bone-shaking chill. You guessed at the path ahead as the snow increasingly obscured it. You had climbed to the snow line. Sorry, everyone. I was expecting a phone call today, and I haven't gotten it yet. Alright, what are we doing? So let's move here, we'll choose a card, and then we'll end our session. An elk? Pronghorn. The sadistic pronghorn. Woe be to those that meet the end of its antlers. Let's refresh this. I want a death card. A magpie. I do like the magpie's stuff. If we sacrifice it, it'd be nice to get those onto a cheaper card. Raven egg as well. What's my current cards? If I was to sack it... I don't know if I could give it the cockroach... no, I can't. The cockroach has already been gifted something. The Pronghorn's ability on the Ouroboros might be nice. But I'm a big fan of the Magpie. And we could give it to the Stoat. Or our Worker Ant. These abilities coming up right on the map. So let's take this. Oh! I thought there was a sacrifice up ahead. Here there is, to the Bone Lord again. If that's what I want to do. I guess we'll get our pack rat and then we'll call it. Your pack was full, but a small critter approached. The prudent pack rat. Never doubt the utility of a well-stocked pack. We haven't... I don't think we found anything else that lets us interact with anything here in the cabin. Yeah, I'm positive that's the case. So we are... I guess we're done. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. When we come back, obviously, we'll march our way up and try to fight the Trapper. Hopefully we'll make it there. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.